Hi, the Mudbrooker here. I love living in this part of Wisconsin. We're a simple folk around here. We tend our livestock, we hunt our forests, we fish our waters. And we allow nothing to stand in the way of seeing justice done, especially not minor, trivial details like the death of the defendant. I'm going to leave the names out of this story, but on Wednesday of this past week, a trial started for a man charged with 2 counts of sexual assault of a child and 1 count of repeated sexual assault of the same child. The trial was scheduled for 2 days, and on the first day he was present, but on the second day he didn't show up. His absence for the second day of the trial wasn't really a problem, because under Wisconsin law, as long as you are represented by an attorney, the only times you need to be physically present in the courtroom for your own trial is the first day of the trial and at the sentencing hearing. Other than that, you can stay home if you're out on bond or sit in your jail cell if you're in custody. At some time on Thursday morning, a friend of the defendant called the sheriff's department and said she was concerned about the defendant's safety. So a deputy was dispatched to his residence, and they found the defendant there dead. By the time word got back to the sheriff so he could notify the trial judge, the defense attorney had already finished his closing arguments and the prosecutor was about to start his. The judge called both attorneys to the bench and informed them of the death of the defendant. And between the 3 of them, they decided that they would continue the trial without telling the jury that the defendant was dead. And it was only after the jury returned a guilty verdict on all 3 counts that they were informed of the death of the defendant. Now, all of this might seem a bit silly to carry on with the trial even though you know that the defendant's already dead, but there was a good reason for it. The judge and the attorneys agreed that it would be in the best interest of the victim and the victim's families to allow the trial to continue and a verdict be actually handed down in the matter so that they could have some sort of closure on it and that there would be an official finding of guilt or innocence in the matter. If you were the judge in this case, what would you have done? Would you have allowed the trial to continue, or would you have called a halt to the proceedings?